Thank you. Hi everybody, my name is Yohanes. I'm CEO and founder from Crowde’. Crowde is crowd investing platform for agriculture project. So we connect retail investors with every retail smallholder farmers in Indonesia that needs money for working capitals. So maybe you're wondering why actually a city guy like me actually going to every village to know about farming. So yeah, that's me. And I'm exposed to two events in my whole life that actually care about farming. So if I'm introduce myself about who is Yohanes. Yohanes, a city guy that didn't have agriculture background at all, but he loved in agriculture. So the first time I'm going to the village, the first image that I see, there is a tons of gap between city and rural. And the second time when I'm going from universities to every village, I'm seeing I'm seeing it to my plate that why the one that produce all of the foods that in our plate right now is the one of the poorest of all. So that makes me like there is a problems in this agriculture industry. So after doing several research, I'm decided to be a farmer by myself. So I'm going to farm and start planting from chilies, corn, going to livestock, being a poultry farmer by myself, but all just going fail. So there is tons of problems in agriculture that I cannot make it. So I realized that two things that I realized. The first is that I'm the right person to actually doing in agriculture, or the second thing is that maybe I have a wrong reason while I'm doing in agriculture. So the journey begins. So I'm starting to want to solve the farmers' problem with going to every farmers in Java for 3 months, staying with them and just talk with them. So I'm knocking every door. So actually, can I sleep in your house today? And then they start, okay, please, and we start talking about the problems, and I'm really grateful. They really welcome to me. And found out there are three main problems in farmers. They cannot sell things, market things. They cannot use technology. They only can use technology for entertainment. They're really good at opening Facebooks and also YouTube and stuff, but they cannot use it for productive stuff. And the last one is finance. So I have a very interesting story in terms of finance. So as the last village that I stay, before I'm going back to Jakarta, I met one person. It's called Mr. Joko. He just bring around $200. I asked, where do you get the money? He said like, oh, I got the money from the nearest boss. Boss is called loan shark in every area. So they giving unbelievable interest rate. They giving interest rate like a week, like around 15% a week. And after I told them, it's like, oh, what the collateral that this boss of this loan shark asked you guys. So he's tell me like he giving his own daughter as in collateral. So it's Indonesia. That struck me really hard. That makes me like I must decide. I must going back to Jakarta to do some things. Before I'm going back, I'm asking if you're not getting money from nearest local loan shark, where do you get money? Or sometimes I got money from neighbor, or I got money from relations to actually planting. So that's the idea of Crowde. Actually, just make all those guys can actually chip into the farmers' activity and invest in it. 41% in Indonesia still working in agriculture right now, but in the agriculture industry, Indonesia is the highest rate for its workers. So it doesn't make sense. And then why can't they have a decent life? So after seeing right now, we believe agriculture in Indonesia is a corrupt industry. We believe our farmers right now being being victims and crippled by the whole situations, and being an object instead of subjects. So to fight it, we cannot just throwing money like governments do, like throwing many subsidies or anything, but we must empower them off-farm and on-farm. Off-farm, which means before farmings, and on-farm, which is while you do farmings. And that's we make Crowde’. Actually, what Crowde’ actually do, we want to revolutionize agriculture industry in Indonesia with the spirit mutual corporations. What we do, every time we going to every places, what we do is actually revolutionize first the changing the mindset of the farmers. So there is the very basic things. So a lot of agriculture startups in Indonesia trying to disrupt the industry. They make a very sophisticated technology, very sophisticated models, very good technology, but nobody can use it. There is the basic stuff, what we must do, actually changing mindset of the user first. So when I'm going to farmers, I'm asking like, why are you being a farmers? They will say like, being a farmers because my grandfather is farmers, my father is farmers, why not? I have no any choice. But when you're changing the mindset before being a farmers to being an entrepreneur, you change the mindset, you're seeing that agriculture actually a very good industry to have very good opportunity to live in. And you are already heading them. And with changing those mindset, they're willing to learn new things and they want to learn new technology. The second one, with data and technology that we have, we can creating a more efficient supply chains and more effective agriculture ecosystems. And be one of the financial options for the farmers right now, the better one. So yeah, connects farmers with the better financial access in Indonesia. But yeah, the road is really rough, and sometimes the lights are off. Like in many cases, I found like there's one cases that hit me really hard in terms like one of our office in Java is get burned by a local loan shark. And got burned by the local middleman because they see that we won't interrupt their business. Right now, the farmers, we see the effect in the farmers, but tons of people, we piss off tons of people. So we realized that we're not just gonna stop. We see there is an effect in terms of farmers, how they do better and how they be better. So we realized when we cannot just solving their financial problem, what we need to do end-to-end, building the whole ecosystems and supply chains better for them. So Crowde’, this is how Crowde’ works. So when the first time you go into every farmers, you build a community first. You're changing the mindset, you're giving education, you make sure they're ready to be funded and ready to be helped. So many in our early years, many farmers not ready to be helped. So when we're giving the money, they will mismanage the money we're using for motorcycles or being by televisions or anything. So we make sure right now the farmers ready to be helped first, and then after they're applying to Crowde’, or let's say like I want to planting chilies, we have an algorithm to actually think, is it a good time to planting chilies in November in West Java? There is tons of data that they can use it, from price, weather risk, crop risk, people risk, many tons of risk that we actually comply, and then we post it in our platform. Every people starting with $1 can invest. After the money is full and fully funded, we disperse the money through our partners. We never giving cash at all to the farmers. We giving small technology in every agriculture retail shop. So we disperse zero cash. The retail agriculture we give them only with fertilizers, seeds, or everything that farmers need. So there is no cash at all held by farmers. And with data that we have, we know when the farmers will harvest. We'll notify the off-takers or the buyer directly to buy to the farmers, and they will pay to us, and we'll split between the farmers and the investors. So with that, we decreasing more than 90% about mismanagement of money, and our farmers right now is really happy to do with it. So we imagine like we building a city for the farmers, and it won't be affected by loan shark and also another players that focusing on objectifying the farmers. So this is our products. If we see, we make a very simple technology that if you see like it's called the community development. We make a very small apps in terms of how to educate farmers in really granular level. So for several culture, we're using several language, and also how to planting chilies in West Java is different when planting chilies in East Java. It's so different. So how we tell it, how we construct, how we actually engage with them in daily basis is really tough. And the platform is really access for the investors. And the agriculture supplier apps is enable us to actually know which shops they actually have the supplies. And we also one of the data that we can take is like if one shop selling many seeds of chilies, we can predict in the next 6 months there will be boom of chilies farmers there. There is a boom of chilies. So we will advise our farmers, why didn't you planting potatoes? There's nobody in area planting potatoes. So there is tons of data out there that never be recorded. We try very simple to actually record it one by one because we still need to actually teach the agents and everyone to actually record the farmers. And the last one from the buyer apps. Right now we can help the farmers being more smart farming. If let's say like Modern Mart asking for tomato, 1 kilo tomato consists of four tomato. Why you planting the bigger tomato? Because there is no demand on it. Because like 70% of our food supply right now going to waste in every market because there is not suitable between the demand and also the supply. Yeah, so we're growing from 30 farmers to 14,000 farmers across Indonesia. It's still a long way to go. There's 26.1 million farmers. We got supported by 24,000 investors all around Indonesia. Already disbursed more than $4 million. If farmers' life improving, we also improve our own life. So what we really want to do, we want to protect farmers from extinctions because we see technology and many revolutionary area can extinguish our farmers. We want to protect our farmers from extinctions. Then equipping our farmers right now with technology and science as their weapon to fight this industry. So yeah, it's a long journey, but it's worth struggle for Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you for the enthusiastic speech. I think there are many needs at agriculture to become smarter and to become more efficient. I think there are many business models and many solutions you suggested, the Crowde’. Could you summarize the most challenges that you want to solve, the biggest challenge in agriculture?
So one of the biggest in agriculture is actually the player itself, the farmers. So when you go into every farmer, sometimes they don't realize they actually need to be helped. So they already in this like a chain of reactions where there is nowhere to go. So make them realize they need to be helped is one thing, because like if you see there's only several stakeholders that get incentivized from the farmers, and make sure the farmers ready to be helped is one of the major challenges right now.
Thank you. So please give big hand to